now. It's 2024. We are going to see the successor for the Nintendo Switch. We've had 7 glorious years of the Nintendo Switch, but it's needed. We need a new one. Nothing wrong with the library. I'm not getting at the games here. It's definitely the hardware we need to change on. The library you get now is going to be spoke about for years and years to come. We'll probably be talking about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, much like we do now with Ocarina of Time and whatever the other one on Nintendo 64 is called. I can't remember. I'm not a Zelda fan. Now, not that anybody asks, but here are my thoughts on what the next gen of Nintendo consoles could look like. I'm going to speed through the basics of them because, let's face it, there's probably a billion videos out there that go into detail. This ain't one of them videos. This is like a video PowerPoint presentation of what I want to see in the next generation of the console.
PowerPoint, PowerPoint, PowerPoint.
So, basics, right? Themes. There's an option on the Switch for themes. We have 2 of them, black or white, dark or light. I mean, it's fine, it's not a necessity, but it'd be nice to have different themes. The 3DS ones, it was lovely, it was nice. It's a nice option to have. And then I feel like I should be saying this in 2024, it should be a given, and I'm sure it will be, but Bluetooth. Just day one Bluetooth. Let me use my Bluetooth headphones with the next Nintendo console. It took a while for Nintendo to release a firmware update for it, and we're still getting handhelds without Bluetooth now. PlayStation Portal. What? It's Bluetooth, man. Just do it. Streaming services. Now, streaming services, I definitely don't think are a necessity. They are a nice touch. But people do like watching their Netflix and that. YouTube is on the Switch. Netflix is not. Prime's not. Wii U had it. But let's face it, if it was on the new Nintendo console, Nintendo paying for the licenses to have the streaming services on the console, is that going to bump the price up? But we have so much access to like Netflix and Prime now. You've got tablets, phones, TVs, PCs, Macs, fridges, you name it, it's got Netflix. So is it really needed? Probably not. And of course, power. Power is the biggest thing we need on the new Nintendo console. You played Smash Brothers and you're picking your character and you're switching through your skins, like selecting different skins. That's a PNG file, transparent PNG file, and the Switch has a little bit of lag between them. Now, this is so like finicky of a point, but it just really annoys me that it lags between switching skins in Smash. It's just annoying. So yeah, more power.
Later that same evening.
The skins on Smash and it's like fluid. There's no lag. Maybe they fixed it. Right, okay, they fixed that part, but my statement still stands. I didn't make that up either. The lag was a real thing. Achievement/trophy system. Now this is definitely a want more than a need, but I do like collecting trophies for games I do enjoy, known as Mr. PlayStation on the Casual Report. I can go back over 10 plus years on my PlayStation account and see what I've achieved over my gaming career. Again, not necessary, but it's just a nice touch. On to the opinions I think that is a non-negotiable that needs to be on the next Nintendo console. Now, do you remember the Wii U? Of course you do. Tablet looking controller was a monstrosity and only a few games utilised it. What success the Wii U had was carried by a few games, Smash 4, Splatoon. There's got to be more. Mario Kart. We're still playing the same Mario Kart now. It was probably carried by the first party games and only a few of them were released. So what I'm getting at anyway is the next step. So when they released the Nintendo Switch, they absolutely smashed it. That format needs to stay. They need the screen. They need the Joy-Cons, like detachable controllers. They need it docked. That is the format. It needs to stay. Nintendo know they're not going toe-to-toe with power against PlayStation and Xbox, so they've created something that's just universal. You can play it at home. You can play it on the bog. You can play it at work. This is a portable console and it's a home console. Ergonomic Joy-Cons, if you will, but again, not 100% a necessity because you've got the likes of Hori, PowerA doing split pad pros, GameCube controllers, and I'm sure Nintendo are going to have their first party accessories too with their pro controllers or just not Joy-Con controllers. Of course, it's going to need its physical upgrades, so nice 8-inch OLED display, 1080p, it's all you need, something that small, still going to look very crisp, really smooth at that resolution. docked, I think it should display 2K. Now, might not be needed, but it's nice future-proofing. But then again, if Nintendo throw all their tech upgrades out for this console on its first launch, how are they supposed to sell you your new Nintendo Switch DS XL Pro Max Ultra in 8K? In all fairness, it's not really Nintendo's DNA to do all this, so we'll see what happens on that one. Magnetic joysticks, analog sticks, what you want to call them. Remember when the Switch was first released? It was like Tokyo Drift. There were so many reports of stick drift going around on the consoles. It took Nintendo quite a while to kind of like get this under control. I'm not too sure what improvements they've made on them. I don't know. Stick drift does still exist, but having the magnetic ones kind of makes it all redundant, doesn't it? And you have to buy new Joy-Cons. One big must I think we should definitely have for the next Nintendo Switch. I'm going to call it Nintendo Switch because I want it to be a Nintendo Switch type outfit. Will be backwards compatibility. Now, yes, we didn't get backwards compatibility on the Nintendo Switch. No one cares what Wii U games you want to play on the Nintendo Switch. I mean, Mario Kart was ported over. We got Splatoon 2 and 3. We got Mario Maker 2. What was the other one? I swear there was another one I mentioned. Whatever. If the next physical media is a cartridge, which more than likely it will be, if it's a different shape, size, whatnot, just put a second cartridge slot in there. It's got the room for it. I mean, I'm no engineer, but it looks like there's plenty of room for a second cartridge slot, much like the 3DS had for the DS games, and the DS had for GBA games. Nintendo are very good with the backwards compatibility, but again, we don't care about backwards compatibility for this one, because no one cares about the Wii U. With a new big console launch, there's got to be a big game to sell it. Now, obviously, we can deliberate that for hours. We're still waiting on Metroid Prime 4. There's a new Donkey Kong being made by the people that made Mario Odyssey, so who knows what's next. They'll just port Tears of the Kingdom over, because I'm pretty sure every Zelda game has been ported, so it's usually one release at the end of a life cycle and then ported over to the next console. We'll probably see that, but will it sell it? I don't know, because, well, it bloody will, it's Zelda, innit? On launch, because we've got more power in a new console, it's finally launched the GameCube Nintendo Switch Online service and give us some of them sexy games from the GameCube era. And for what it's worth, I think it should launch with Mario Kart 10. We get a direct, boom, here's your hardware, boom, here's your software, GameCube, Nintendo Switch Online stuff, and here's Mario Kart 10, the new big bad boy game to sell the console. I said Mario Kart 10 there twice. It's Mario Kart 9 I meant. Mario Kart 9 to launch with the next console. So I believe that's it for my goings on about the next gen console. There is one more thing, and weirdly this is the top of my list, and it's nothing to do with hardware, it's nothing to do with the games, is naming the console correctly. Now if we do get a Switch format, which I'm hoping it is, and I'm pretty sure it will be, why would they change such a successful kind of console, is naming it. Now you've got the likes of Xbox, who spend a lot of money on their research and development to give them silly names. Sony, fair enough. Sony just goes 1, 2, 3, 4, fine, great. Nintendo went NES, SNES, N64, made sense, 64-bit. GameCube, the console was a cube. Wii U, I don't know why it was named that. Now we've got the Switch, so it's NS. This should be called the Super Nintendo Switch. The SNS, it'd be a crime against gaming if it's not called the Super Nintendo Switch. And that's my 2 cents.